Here's a story of what I assume is a very lovely lady who was minding her own business, doing her job, and literally doing her job, holding a town hall as a elected official should be doing, speaking to her constituents until she effed around and now is finding out. This town hall happened yesterday, as recorded this on the 31st of May, May 30th, Parkersburg, Iowa. Senator Joni Ernst faced significant backlash after responding to concerns about proposed Medicare cuts with the remark, and this is a quote, "We are all going to die." Now, there's context, so we'll get to that in a moment, but the comment came during discussions about the $700 billion spending and tax package, which has been known by the beautiful name, the Big Beautiful Bill. It includes substantial reductions to Medicaid and other social programs. The Congressional Budget Office estimates the bill could result in 8.6 million fewer people having health care over the next decade. Now, the big deal about the Big Beautiful Bill, it's part of the will of Donald Trump, the current president of the United States, and he says he wants this bill to basically balance out to give us tax cuts to the rich. Although he's backing off on how much tax cuts are going to the rich, which is nice, but it still means cutting a lot of things for the poor, the needy, the entitlements where all the money is. No money's been cut from any military spending yet, but if you watch the Doge stuff, you'll see how things are being cut for no reason, or the reasons being they think they're saving money, and they aren't. Now, the constituents have expressed their fears that the cuts coming from Big Beautiful Bill would lead to loss of coverage for vulnerable populations, which many people who study these things say is going to happen. Ernst defended the bill, stating that it aims to focus resources on those most in need and remove ineligible people from the program. Sounds good. She emphasized that Medicaid is important in Iowa and that the reforms are intended to sustain the program for eligible recipients. Sounds great. Fraud, waste, abuse. There's too many dead people on the rolls. Let's get rid of them. Sounds good. Senator remarks have drawn criticism from Democrats and also advocacy groups who view them as indicative of the broader disregard of the well-being of constituents. Constituents, that's the word I'm supposed to say. Ernst is up for re-election in 2026, so this is not the right time to be saying these words. Her support for the bill is expected to be a focal point in the upcoming campaign. In fact, their support for this bill is going to be everyone's upcoming focal point in the upcoming campaigns, whether they are in the House, where they're up every 2 years anyway, or whether they are in the Senate, where some people do have to face the music and talk to constituents and get these things going forward. Now, the biggest issue with Medicaid, Medicare, and many entitlements that seem to be cut by the Big Beautiful Bill passed by the House and sent to the Senate to muck it up and send it back to the House again is the fact that from any person who's done any of this work in the billion years that's been going on in the government, actually 250 years for our government, they see all the bad things from this and not very much in the good. And it just essentially, as I said earlier, it's a way to balance out, saving out some of these tax cuts to keep tax cuts going, give more tax cuts to top people in the in the world of holding money by balancing out, getting rid of other things, but no one can figure out the right amount of other things going forward. 8.6 million fewer people on the rolls is a lot of people. 8.6 million dead people is probably not what we actually have on the books. So by eliminating that and making sure the people that are most eligible probably doesn't make as much sense in this case. And most of these things, a lot of things like first SNAP benefits things, adding on work requirements for people who didn't have them before. So making people who can work a little bit until there's a level where they lose the benefits and have to work a lot more. That becomes an issue as well. We shall see once the House, or actually once the Senate deals with their version of the bill, reconciles it, figure out what they slash and send it back to the House to agree to it again. It takes so much to get read to the first one that there's no real reason for them to agree to any other changes. The Senate will definitely change it. Most likely, this will be a standoff in the bill. Donald Trump will not get his way in this one. One more thing he's promised that's not going to come to fruition, and we'll see what consequences come from that one. Right now, consequences from Ernst's speech may be a couple months down the line. May take to the election come time to see that she said the wrong words to the wrong people. We're going to see that happen for a lot of folks who will face the words they've said. Both Democrats who are having to, defend the fact that they thought Joe Biden was the best thing since sliced bread, and Republicans who are towing the line for the Trump agenda, which is causing panic and strife and a whole lot of confusion, plus a lot of lost jobs and some issues for people out there and unintended consequences. Both sides dealing with unintended consequences for their actions or for their support of other people's actions. We'll see if Ernst will deal with them directly, and what other politician you may know, love, or know and not love. We'll have to see in 2026 and a few years beyond.